Yo, 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 KSS. Welcome to your April Otter Update. We're your hosts, Annie Trosvig, street name Peebs.
And I'm Maria Meyer, street name Emscheisty.
Emscheisty, this was about the longest winter I've ever been through.
Preach. Yeah, you probably made Puxatani feel mad when you doubted his shadow.
Ain't no way a groundhog is 136 years old. If there was something to keep people alive, Queen Elizabeth would still be rocking her monochrome outfits.
Anyway, we have a lot of really cool stories to share with y'all this episode.
Starting with new and exclusive information on next year's trimesters.
And we'll hear from a few awesome seniors about their college application experience, and we'll hear from one of our guidance counselors.
Yo, Joey.
Yo, what's up?
Wanna play hide and go seek?
Oh, I would love to play hide and go seek, man.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We're going to be interviewing our principals about next year's trimester. Let's go.
All right, I'm here with Mark Anderson, and we're going to be talking about the new trimester coming up. So, what led you to this decision that we have?
So Mr. Tilke and I actually had a lot of students that were in English classes last year invite us in for presentations talking about 7 periods a day was a lot. We also had teachers that are like, some of them had 180 kids a day, and that's a lot of kids to come in and out of classrooms with and wanting to build those relationships. And we started having conversations on kids. We need kids to have study hall. We need to be able to do an advisory. And how do we make that happen on a 7-period day? And what we came to is we'd have to shorten mid-class periods to 42 to 45 minutes to actually get a study hall in every day. But then when you talk about the career and technical education classes, those classes don't have enough time to do the foods, cooking, down in metals, autos. You're shortening them up so you aren't able to get anything done. And then we started talking about how do we do the 5-period day trimesters, and how do we implement a guided study hall where every kid had a study hall every day. And we also incorporated some of the activities we're working on. With 1 day a week we'll do SEL, and the next week we do college and career readiness. Our goal is for when kids leave us that they've checked all our boxes on they're ready for what life is like after high school, no matter if it's career or college.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great day.
You too.
So, what's a normal day and a school day going to be like?
So next year, as we jump into a 5x3 schedule, which is 5 periods per day, probably the biggest changes that students will recognize is they have 2 fewer classes during the school day, but the class periods will run about 17 minutes longer. But then in the middle of the day, there's an advisory period that we call Otter time, which is a 30-minute, basically structured study hall that they'll have every single day. With the same teacher over the course of their 4 years in high school if they're a freshman, time where those students can connect with other teachers, college and career readiness activities throughout the course of the school year, as well as even other opportunities to connect with their peers and classmates as well as teachers whenever necessary.
How's the lunch schedule going to work out?
You know, that's a work in progress, and pretty simple if we were just working with a 9 through 12 high school, but obviously we are also balancing in 5th through 8th grade. We believe right now it'll probably be very similar to our current schedule. There's also the possibility where we have to add in a 3rd lunch period, which we did probably about 8-9 years ago and beyond when we had higher numbers in our high school. We called that a split lunch.
Is it going to be the same effect as high school for middle school, or how's middle school going to work?
Middle school operates independently, even though we're under the same roof. But the keys for 7th and 8th grade is they run an 8-period day for the most part, and I don't see a whole lot of change to their schedule. Really, our goal has been to not have any trickle effect impact beyond the 9 through 12 schedule. Sharing some staff members obviously plays into that a little bit because we have teachers that teach both middle school and high school, so just coordinating all those pieces puts together the schedule that's a puzzle that's kind of a big jigsaw puzzle at first, and as you start to get those final pieces in place, it all makes sense.
All right. Well, thank you for your time and appreciate everything you've said.
Yeah. Good luck.
Loud noises are, of course, terrible for your ears. It can cause hearing loss, severe headaches, and we need to watch how loud we are in the mornings. This is the wrong way in the morning. This is the right way to be in the morning. Just remember, you may be hurting somebody's ears.
The school year is coming to a close, and that means graduation day is upon us. I'm here to talk with some high school seniors to ask about their college application process. Senior reporter Maria Meyer here with Sophia Pulowski, here with Sylvie Smestad, here with Brianne Zachary, here with Ray Cheshire to ask her about her college application experience. The first question I have for you today is, when did you start applying for college?
I started applying in August.
First college I applied to was in late August.
I think I first started in January.
What was the first step you took when applying to colleges?
I looked at all the colleges I was interested in and then narrowed it down to my top 3 and applied to those.
I started by prioritizing the colleges that I wanted to get into the most, so I did those ones first.
And I used the Common App, so I filled that out before choosing which colleges I wanted to apply to.
I'd say the first step started even February of that year, researching colleges, the ones I was interested in, as well as the likelihood of my acceptance there.
What advice do you have for people starting the college application process?
I would say start earlier than you think because it helps a lot.
I would say start early, but also don't rush the college application. Take your time with it.
Look into the Common App right away. I looked up before this, and the Common App questions, essay questions are already available if you wanted to start your essay today, juniors.
What college did you decide on, and what's your major going to be?
I'm going to the University of Minnesota Duluth, and I'll be studying integrated education and special education.
So I'm not 100% committed yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to Concordia University in St. Paul, and I will be majoring in psychology.
I'll be going to University of Vermont in the fall, and I will be attending for environmental science.
I'm thinking U of M Duluth is where I want to go, and then my major will be graphic design.
One of the things that I'd really recommend is checking out the MCIS website. Lots of great resources there, lots of detail about colleges and what types of programs they offer. Talk with your school counselor, just having a conversation with somebody maybe who's not a parent. Probably most importantly, if you've got a school that you're kind of thinking about, go check it out, visit it, see what the campus is like, and just get a good feel for it.
Can you talk a little bit about what the Common App is and if you would recommend it for students applying for college?
It's a great place to apply for multiple schools at once. But the thing is, there are some schools that don't use the Common App for that process. If you're thinking about a technical degree at NDSCS, for example, I don't think they use the Common Apps.
Can you kind of talk about Parchment and what it has to do with the college application process?
Sure. Really, all it is the system that we use for you to request transcripts from us. You go through Parchment to make the request. You can have it sent directly to the school that you're applying to.
What other resources does the school give?
The counseling office is a great place to start. We've got the old school paper documents, so there are a lot of great materials to look at. Again, just having a conversation with your counselor can be really helpful in helping you sort of make some decisions. Check MCIS. There's tons of information online about schools, so I really encourage you to check it out. But make sure that you're looking at the right information. So sometimes having that conversation with your counselor or a parent is helpful, and making sure that you're looking at good information about the school.
My last question for you today is, what advice do you have for people that are starting the application process?
I would say don't limit yourself. Most of all, think about some of your life aspirations and see how that school might fit in. Things like, do I want to have a family? Do I want to have time to travel? Where do I want to live? So those are things that will all come into play. But they forget to think about what kind of life do I want to have? And the academic part isn't everything, but it's important to think about that, and that kind of helps guide your decisions.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Sure.
Emscheisty, I can't believe we're finally graduating.
You're telling me, man, it's been a long 6 years.
Feels like just yesterday I got my sick whip from River City Auto.
What's River City Auto?
You gotta be kidding me.
Nah, I've just had Logan Brandenburg fly me around in the PJ.
Say what? Let's learn more.
Senior reporter Bailey Danner here with Matt Danner, also my dad, and we'll be covering River City Auto today. So, what does River City Autos have to offer?
We have a wide selection of used cars, trucks, SUVs. We also get power sports, motorcycles, snowmobiles, boats, and we even have a camper right now. So a little bit of everything. And we also do car detailing, and we have car accessories also, like WeatherTech floor mats or anything else you might need for your car or truck.
So, what made you open your own dealership?
I used to sell cars back in the day, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I loved it. And then I had my own company, a different company that I owned before, and I wanted to do something more in Fergus because that's where I've lived my whole life. And I've always wanted to have my own little car lot, and now I get to do it, and it's fun. And I get to do it with my family, both my sons and my wife. So I'm pretty happy, and I love being in Fergus.
So, what are some struggles you had with starting up?
We started right in the middle of coronavirus, so that was a big hit to us. And trying to learn where to get cars, and the values are high, and just struggling to find inventory. I think if we can get through that, we can probably hopefully get through anything thrown at us. But it was a struggle, but it was fun too.
So, what are your plans for the future of this business?
Hopefully to get more inventory and maybe some more unique things, maybe get more power sports, find out what we can do, but we definitely want to get bigger and do more for the community too.
What does River City Autos have to offer that maybe another dealership in Fergus doesn't?
We just get a little more unique used cars than other people. Maybe something that is a little out of the ordinary. We've had Teslas and some higher end luxury cars that just don't fit the bill at some other dealerships. So we don't have a whole lot of cars. We try to make them unique then, and makes it easy to sell cars when your competition's a great competitor and offer great cars themselves too. So it's kind of nice that we have great car dealers in Fergus, so we really shouldn't have to go anywhere else too.
Well, that sounds awesome. Thank you for your time.
Hey KSS students, are you running late to school and thinking about parking illegally? Don't! Parking illegally may make it easier for you, but it makes it much harder for those around you. These yellow lines symbolize illegal parking, so don't park there. We understand it can be challenging to see the yellow lines in the winter, but this and this and this are all examples of illegal parking. If you're caught by the wrong people in illegal parking spots, things can go downhill real fast.
Over the past couple years, the bus lot has become a popular place for students who leave the building during the day to park their cars.
And our administration has been kind enough to allow this under certain conditions.
1. You must stay behind the yellow lines. If cars are parked too far up, our wonderful bus drivers can't squeeze through.
No matter what parking lot you're in, if there's a spot that says reserved parking, you cannot park there. Reserved or staff parking is off limits to students.
If you so choose to park like Maria here, your car will get towed, you'll ruin parking in the bus lot for all of us, and I will personally come hunt you down.
Senior reporter Waffle here with
Logan Bradenberg.
And we're going to be talking about his Delta Airlines job shadow. So Logan, what interests you the most about flying?
I think it's really cool that you can travel all the way around the world for a job. I think it's fun to visit new places.
What are some of the things that you did while on the job shadow?
Well, it was in Atlanta, Georgia, so I flew down there, and then we got to fly on the flight simulators they have down there, which are fully on suspension, so they can tilt up to 45 degrees, which is really cool.
How would you compare flying a plane to driving a car?
Well, it's a little different because you got the third dimension, but when you're in there, it's kind of similar in controls, but you're tilting instead of turning, so.
Okay. And what is the farthest place that you have rode or flown a plane?
Well, I went to Europe, so I think that was the farthest I've flown, yeah, Europe.
What country did you go to?
I went over to Norway and Sweden.
Cool. Senior reporter Waffle here with
Catherine Anderson.
what are your favorite ways to help kids in your class who are doing internships or job shadows?
So I will say that our job shadowing is really just kind of getting going. And so you heard about a really interesting one. One of the interesting ones that I'm working on right now is with Otter Power. I have a student who's interested in engineering. And so we are lining up an experience for her to follow some engineers at Otter Power. As I think back over the last 4 years, some of the most interesting ones, unique ones that I've had would be, I had a student who was able to go through his flight, either ground school or flight lessons as part of the internship program. We've also had a student who did a marketing internship down at Greater Fergus Falls and then with the Downtown Riverfront Council. So he got some real instruction from Greater Fergus Falls on some marketing techniques and then was able to work with our local businesses to really promote them either on social media or through video, whatever. So that was really a cool one too. So, and I could go on and on. We have really great healthcare internships where students rotate through all different areas. We've had students with Ringdahl Ambulance. We've had them do law enforcement internships with the Sheriff's Department, Fergus Falls Police Department, the County Attorney's Office, probation. So just, whatever a student is interested in, what we try to do is to find an experience that will give them a taste of that career.
All right, thank you. You kind of answered both my questions. But Senior Reporter Waffle signing off.
Man, that's some crazy stuff. Logan really left the state for his work-based learning.
And our next stories are just as crazy. Nolan got to interview Aiden and David about their success this year in History Day.
And a legit teach-a-feature on Mr. Scharnberg's epic race in Sweden.
Junior Reporter Nolan Corby here. We're going to be talking with Aiden Miletto and Mrs. Buckmeyer on History Day. So, Aiden, what is History Day?
History Day is a competition that is held throughout the whole entire United States. And it's basically you research, you hear a theme for the year, and then you research on that theme, on whatever you think would go with that theme, and make a project out of that, which can be an exhibit, a paper, a documentary, a website, or a performance. And then you present that to a group of judges, and they will judge you, ask you some questions, and then at the end of the day, go to the ceremony, and they will tell you if you made it to state or not. And from there, you go to state, and states, we do it all over again. But you have access to update your project and fix it up based on your opinions and what the opinions of the judges were. And if you go to nationals is held through Washington, D.C. And from there, if you win, you can get a scholarship for anything from $1,000 ranging to $10,000. The theme for this year was Frontiers in History. I chose the Sputnik 1 satellite because it was just interesting and it was like a major frontier.
So, Mrs. Buckmeyer, at the beginning of the year, did you think any of your kids were going to go to state?
I had a good feeling that some would. We have had good success in the program. This is my 10th year doing it. They put along a lot of work. They work on their projects over the course of the year. So our projects generally show pretty well. So I had a good feeling a few would. I didn't know that we would do this well.
So what would be your favorite project?
We've had a couple students do some documentaries that have been really fun to see those come together with the writing pieces they do and then the video editing. So that's probably my most exciting category to see, and there's a few projects that have been in that.
Nice. How far do you think Aiden and David will go?
I think they'll do really well at state. Their project is very strong. They know they did a lot of research. Actually taught me about a topic that I have heard of but have been a little bit intimidated to learn about myself because there's so much. But they came in really excited about the project and about the topic and already knew a lot and then opened up learning a lot more. I think they'll do really well because their research is really broad.
Do you think they're going to make it to nationals?
We have not had anybody go to nationals for quite a while. It's a really tough task when you go to state. There's about 1,500 other students that are there that are competing for spots in nationals, and they only take the top 5 in each category. But I'm hoping somebody breaks that door and maybe it's them. Yeah. So yeah, they should do really well. And it's on April 22nd at the University of Minnesota.
Thank you so much for coming in.
He can't wait. He can't resist. He is tempted. time is ticking. Well, he finally got what he wanted. If it's something you enjoy so much, why do you hide it? Do you know how you're hurting yourself and others around you? You are putting yourself in danger. It messes with your mind. It doesn't make you happy. It makes you depressed. People are trying to help you. Listen to them. Admit you need help. There is no need for weed. Dial 888-358-6417. Junior reporter Dominic Beaving here. Today we are going to be interviewing Mr. Scharnberg about his race in Sweden. But first, I gotta finish my race. How did you enter or qualify for the race?
I didn't have to qualify, but I simply paid a large sum of money to the Vasaloppet organization. But there's two races. There's one original one in Sweden. It's almost 100 years old, and then there's a sister race here in Mora, Minnesota. So I skied that one a few weeks prior to the Swedish race, and with my time from that race, I was able to be seated a little bit higher.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was your result, and how did you think you did? Or how do you feel you did?
I mean, it's my first really long ski race like this, and so my big concern was just finishing and having fun with it.
Nice.
There was almost 16,000 skiers in this race, so imagine the entire city of Fergus Falls going for a ski race all at the same time, and you have it. And so I started off the race at number 6,000 or 7,664 and finished, I can't remember, like 5,000 something. So
Dang.
I passed, over 1,000 people,
Yeah.
but there was still 5,000 some people in front of me too.
Yeah.
It was like 8.5 hours I was on the course.
Dang.
So about 55 miles or so, and but it was fun. It was really good.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What were some highlights of being in Sweden besides the race?
It just reminds me of so much of every European country I've been in. The United States is just so big. Our cars are big, our roads are wide, our houses are large, and in Sweden things are very cozy. The roads are cozy. The streets between houses are nice and tight, and everything's built for walking, riding bike, taking mass transit like the trains or the buses, and I just love that feel. It feels a lot more put together as a community, I guess, to me, and something I would love to bring back here. Yeah, it's my favorite part for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then last question, any fancy dishes you ate or enjoyed over?
We did have a couple of what was considered Swedish breakfast buffets, with all kinds of things from fresh breads to salmon. But really, you run into food from all over the world there. And at least from my perspective, they're very much interested in United States kind of cuisine. And so our kind of way of eating, you run into everything from hamburgers to tacos to we were in the middle of the country in a small little town, and we ran into a Thai food restaurant, and so made a random stop there.
Nice.
And, it was good.
That's good.
But I will say I don't eat much for burgers and things, but you have to try the burgers when you go there. It's unlike any hamburger you've ever had in the United States. It's very, very good. Something to do with the way they raise their cattle, I guess. So
Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I have with you, so thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me.
Okay, Sharni, we see you.
And best of luck to Aiden and David. Go out there, guns a-blazing.
Now, Emscheisty and I are kind of hidden gems. Diamonds in the rough, one might say.
But this is by choice. We've chosen to live humbly. But not anymore.
I can't hold back this talent anymore. It feels sometimes like I just might explode.
Yeah, and my hidden talent simply can't stay hidden. I'm getting too ripped to hide it. It's not clear. I've been getting pretty big in the weight room, so it's a good thing that the weight room is getting some sick upgrades.
Yeah, and I'm hoping the choir repertoire will change to include some of my sick rhymes.
Senior reporter Quinn Ream here to get the inside scoop about the future of our KSS weight room.
So we're trying to raise $250,000 to completely redo the weight room floor, about 90% of the equipment in here. We're going to apply for a couple grants, try to get some money through that.
Okay. Why do you guys want to remodel the weight room here?
Right now it's pretty cluttered. The floor is not one safe level. We've got multiple platforms and we don't have enough storage to store things off the ground, so people are having to step over things.
Right. And I think it'll be efficient to get more people in here, so like teams can do a whole team workout. Like PE classes, we'll be able to get the whole class in here.
When a team comes in now, we'll have 18 places for them to go bench press and then right on to their next lift, and we'll be able to see them all going kind of at the same pace.
Nice. So, what do you guys think it will look like when it's all said and done?
Here we're going to do a strip of turf, kind of from this wall right here, and then all the way to this back wall will be a strip of turf so that we can do sled pushes, plyometrics over here, yoga, stretching. In this corner back here, we'll have machines. So that's kind of this area. Then as we go over here, one row of racks right down the center here. So there'll be 4 racks. Each rack has 2 sides to it. So there's 8 stations here. And then along this far wall will be another set of racks, 5 racks all the way down. And that'll be 2-sided, so there'll be 10 more stations there, so 18 stations total. In between the 2 racks, kind of right down these will be 2 dumbbell racks, kind of like what we have here, but 2 brand new sets, so that kids can take their dumbbells to the different stations and back efficiently. In the floor will be kind of a platform area to do Olympic lifts in front of each one of those stations.
How do you think the weightlifters that already come in here will react to all the change?
I think it'll be a place that they'll be excited and proud of and want to come to.
That's part of our purpose here. Trying to attract more people to the weight room and just give a better, cleaner, more efficient space.
Alrighty. Thank you for your time. Back to you guys.
It's interview time.
So, Mr. Froland, how many years have you been a choir teacher?
I have been teaching choir for 11 years.
What's the reasoning behind the change of music from what we used to have from what you're kind of introducing to people now?
Sure. When I started, we had one spring concert that had all the pop music, all the choreography, and then COVID hit, and we kind of had to change gears. And when I took over at the high school, I talked to Mrs. Danielson, who taught the high school choirs for many years, and she just kind of gave the best advice of take it, run with it, and make it yours. Build what you want to see for the future. And having a balanced program of some traditional choral music, some pop, rock, whatever, modern music, I thought that was a better direction to go.
How has the change from the old to the new developed the program?
I've always been a believer that I'm going to push you to sing challenging music. It's going to make you a better musician. It's going to make you a better singer. And you're just going to have an appreciation for a lot of different styles of music as opposed to just doing one type of music all the time.
What do you see for the future of the program?
I think continue doing a variety of music that's going to challenge the kids, that still meets all the standards I have to hit, things like that.
but just overall grow our numbers. I'd love to see all the choirs wearing robes versus we got some in robes, some in tuxes, some in dresses. I just like the look of everybody in robes. It's a lot more uniform.
And then just kind of a light question to end it on. What is your favorite choir memory?
Every day is a great day. I have the best job in the world, no offense to the other teachers, but I get to sing every day with a bunch of great kids just like you.
Oh, thank you so much.
And, you know, who wouldn't want anything better than that, just to make music all day long? So every day is my favorite memory.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much.
No problem, Joey.
Bye.
Bye.
Why are you still following? It's over. It's over.
Man, I'm thinking about flunking again just so I can get into that sick weight room.
Yeah, unfortunately, they ain't added a freestyle segment to choir yet, but, you know, y'all can still check me out on SoundCloud.
Well, peeps, unfortunately, we're nearing the end of this sick episode.
You know, I know you don't like me being all sentimental and stuff, but this has kind of been a dream come true for me.
Hey, keeping it 100. I'm a second that.
Well, last thing we have to leave y'all with.
Keep it classy, KSS.
What are you doing, Flint Lockwood?
Oh, nothing, sir. We're just holding my hands behind my back. Respectfully, sir.
You know who you are, Flint Lockwood?
No.
A shenaniganizer. A tomfool. You see my beautiful son, Cal?
What's good?
I love him so much. This is my only son. I want him to have a bright future. A future in which you don't ruin our town's day with one of your science dooley bopper themes.
Well, that's all behind me now, so.
I got my eye on you.
Oh my god, a jaywalker.
Hey! Get back here, Flint!
I don't know where to go.
Come on, kid, we gotta go.
Was that Tom Cruise?
Wait, wait!
Why are you always running?
It's called money, kid. And a giant butterfly.
Run from a what? Oh.
Change the camera.
Well, you guys down for BK?
Yeah, why not? Shotgun.
Dang it.
Oh! Ah! Ah!
Come on. Please. Ah, come on. Useless. Woo! Fire!
Oh man, I gotta get out of here. I gotta find something. I can't keep doing this.
Perfect.
Okay, just gotta wait for a day with the perfect wind.
Keep it classy, KSS.